Hi there, and today we're going to learn about how to add an appointment scheduling option to Squarespace. So here I am in my Squarespace website dashboard, and if your company focuses on specific services, like for example, if you have like a grooming business, so for example, you can offer haircuts, you can offer massages, nail services, and so on and so forth. So that usually requires a face-to-face meeting, and then you need your clients to book an appointment. So you can do that here in Squarespace. So for example, here I am in my Squarespace website, and in order to add a scheduling option, you need to set up all of the settings first. So from here, from your dashboard, just click scheduling, and then you will be redirected to a new page. So you will be redirected to Acuity, since this is the partner of Squarespace. So from here, you just need to create your appointment type, set your availability, and customize the design. So first, let's create appointment types. So for example, you already have a default appointment type right here. So you can edit this. And then let's say that you have a free online consultation. So this will be 50 minutes. And then let's say this is 0, since this is a free online consultation. Then from here, you can change the different settings right here. And then if you're finished, just click save. And then if you are going to use Acuity, you need to pay for this feature right here. So if we click get started right here, the free trial now is applied to our Squarespace website with Acuity. And then next, we can create a new type of service. So for example, we want to have like a haircut session to our customers. And then let's say the description is haircut session for all genders. And then the duration will be, let's say 45 minutes. And then the price, we can change it to, for example, 100. And you can insert a category here if you want. So if you want to organize your different appointment types, but I'll just keep it at none. And then from here, you can also add an image if you want. And then that is it. So we can now create this. And then let's go back to the home page. Next is we need to set our availability. So let's click on it. And then from here, you can adjust the availability of your calendar. So for example, if you have a regular hours per week, so you can just turn this on so that it will apply to all of the weeks in your calendar. But if not, you will need to manually edit the specific days in your calendar. So I just prefer having this turned on. And then for example, my business hours is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every Monday to Friday. So as you can see, it will be applied automatically to all of the calendar. But if you are going to have like some days that are closed, so you can just change the settings right here to closed. And then for example, if you have a certain day that you have a different availability time. So for example, let's say for this, we're only available from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. So you can set that as well. And then, so those are the only days that will be affected. And then the other day still has the 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. regular hours. So you can just adjust your calendar according to specific days if you will have a different time. And then we can also go to calendar scheduling limits right here. So you can adjust the settings. So for example, from here, you will not allow clients to schedule fewer than 12 hours in advance or more than 1 year in the future. So for example, if you want your customers to have a specific time so that they will be sure that they will arrive at their appointment. So you can set it in advance. So for example, you can set this to 24 hours in advance, so that whenever the customers book an appointment with you, so they need to book it 1 day in advance. But if you don't really need this, so if you want like a less time for this, for example 6 hours in advance, that's okay as well. So it depends on your preference. And then next, so from here, this option right here lets the customers book their appointment in advance, but they cannot book it 365 days in the future, so they cannot book it 1 year in advance. So this depends on your preference as well. So maybe you can just put it 10 days in the future, or just choose a specific day that works with you. And then you can set appointments per time slot. So I'll just keep it at 1 so that it is organized. And then from here, do not allow clients to cancel or reschedule appointments less than 12 hours in advance. So if the customer has like an emergency, so this is the only time slot that they can reschedule or cancel an appointment. So it is 12 hours in advance. You can also set this to 1 day. So if you have, so that you can have more leeway in your, or more flexible in your appointment scheduling. And then you can save the limits right here. Once you're finished, you can also go to global scheduling limits so that you can see the other settings right here. But this is just similar to the settings that we changed earlier. But you can also change the start time intervals, the gaps, the look busy, and the time zone. So let's go back. So once we're done, we can now customize the design. So let's click on it, then we'll just wait for it to finish loading. So we are going to be redirected to the scheduling page so that we can design how it looks like. So now we are in the scheduling page for our appointment option right here. So we have our free online consultation, and then we also have the haircut session. And then we can go to styles right here if you want to change the style of your scheduling page. Like for example, the background, and then the scheduler background. So if you want to change it, the header text, let's keep it at white. And then the scheduler text, so let's keep this at a black color. And then for the button and accent color, you can choose a different color as well. And then you can also just turn this on to match all of the settings with your website. So it just depends on your preference. So I'll just have colors right here again. So I'll keep it like that. And then we can now save this. Then you can also see some other settings right here. If you want your template to be a daily template or a monthly template. So I'll just keep daily. So it will look like this in the preview. So just click preview, and then for example, if I will book a free online consultation, the client will be redirected right here where they can choose a specific time in a week. So if they want to change, so they can just choose this arrow right here. But it says here no appointments are available on these dates, since our setting only allows for 10 days in advance for booking a appointment. You can also change this to monthly if you want. And then let's save the changes. But this will change the look of our scheduling appointment right here to this one. So they can also choose the specific days and then change the month if they want. But as I said, they cannot choose more than 10 days in advance since that is the setting that we did. Or I think we change it to 6 days. So that's why we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that is it. So now we can go back. So if you are done editing your scheduling page, we can now put this in our Squarespace website. So let's just close this and then go back to Squarespace. So from here, go to our website, go to pages, and then we are going to create a new page. So I'm going to create it right here in the main navigation pages, and then go to scheduling. Then from here, you will choose a template that you want to have for your Squarespace website. So for example, I want to have scheduling page right here. So we have the appointments page, and then we now have an option to book appointments to our Squarespace website, and then they can go ahead and book the specific appointment. But from here, we still need to edit it and then change the appointment right here to our scheduling page that we created earlier. So just click edit. Then from here, let's choose the appointment type that we created earlier. So which is this one. So here is the appointment type for the free online consultation. But let's say we want both of the appointments to be here. So that is it. So just choose all public appointment types. Then save, then exit. So we now have an appointment scheduling option right here in our Squarespace website. So we can test it out. We can book right here. It shows the calendar template, and then we can choose the time right here. For example, 10 a.m., select and continue. Then you just need to insert your details right here and then the email, then the customers can confirm the appointment. And then that is it. So that is how we can add an appointment scheduling option here in Squarespace. I hope you learn how to do it, and thank you for watching.